under the leadership of Walco. There's a lot of questions going into this one, but again, going back to that 50-50, I think we're in for a wild ride, and I think either A, we're in for a one map for one map, or a 2-0. Either way, we are off to the ruins of Ancient. The match finally underway. This is going to be, again, a banger of a matchup. Again, two top 10 NA teams, I'd say firmly in the top 10s, going head-to-head for ECL. NRG on the defense to start things off. Double dualies for Breeze and Hext. Utility spread across Freshie and Ponalone, and a P250 Super Soldier for the very FaNg, the man we highlighted. A walk middle to start things off. Slow one at that. NRG happy to give away the map control.
Happy to give away the map control, and also a very good team on the pistols are NRG. They have a 78.6% pistol win rate in their 7-map split on Ancient. And it starts off with an automatic hit on Darty. The rest of the charge on through. Automatic swings out. Cryptic only good for 1. Freshie coming in from main, however, does level the score at 3 apiece, but he gets caught running through Temple. It's OC to put him down. Ponalone tag down half. FaNg and Ponalone combine on the double swing for the NRG Opper, leaving Hext and Walco as the last two standing. Ponalone reveals his position. Walco swings in front of that flashbang. Well done. Heads up play. Now it's down to FaNg against his former team early in the clutch. And it's Hext on the swing with Walco. A long-time duo that puts down FaNg. But the bomb goes down for Boss. They'll be able to buy up in the next round with 3 kills behind it. There is no kit saved for NRG either, so they will have to invest into one of those into the next round. But a confident pistol round again from NRG. And much like last night, it's automatic. It was a massive turret on the site.
Very well done from him to double down, give his team the advantage. I'm liking what I'm seeing already from both these teams. They're tight. They have some set plays, but they're always open to adjust quickly. The double swing adjustments, very quick in towards Temple. Very quick in response as well on the 2v1 from NRG to secure the round. Things are looking good for both teams. And now, as you mentioned, it's going to be a force by Galils with a lackluster utility. And then MP9's eager to harvest for Hext, Breeze, and Walco. They're going to struggle against those Galils, but if they're played to their maximum potential up close and personal, they can definitely find something. Or if the players are chunked down, like that nade. Breeze, it's a lengthy angle. He doesn't want to play close because he doesn't want to be one and done in the blink of an eye, but he also knows, he recognizes that MP9 is going to struggle against a very likely force buy.
There's a lot of room given up on A by NRG right now, and it's a wise decision not to clear deep into Donut for Freshie. Play to the strength of the Galil. Take the long-range duels. If you run into a rifle, you have the chance. If you run into the SMG, you have the advantage. Play to what you have. There is no utility. It's going to come down to the dry fights late for Boss. There's only a couple of flashbangs here for NRG as well. Cryptic dodges the first, and there's the Galil for the opener. Breeze chimes in, but Cryptic sprays away. Breeze doubles up, however, and swaps over to the FAMAS. FaNg towards Temple. There's 2 on the entry from Donut, leaving OC now in the 1v3. He's spotted, but he drops 2, just thinning out that T economy as there's no time for his defuse. And so both Darty and OC will survive, but that's a trade back round for Boss, and one they desperately desire. The money far favoring the T side now, as they'll get Galils and Mac 10s in this next round, maybe even an AK on FaNg. And Cryptic as well could opt for the Kalashnikov. Meanwhile, it's pistols and armor for NRG, but you cannot underestimate that 5-7 vest setup, particularly in the hand of Hext.
No, we saw it yesterday. As we mentioned, it was a treat getting to follow NRG for both these 2 broadcast days. They were deadly with those 5-7s yesterday. I'm surprised you didn't see the line bugs.
It's not there yet. Give it one more round or 2.
Give it one more. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. More it's of a skirmish right now. It's a skirmish.
Yeah. Hit and run tactics. Hit and fade.
Guerrilla tactics.
Yeah.
Now, NRG.
The Rebel Alliance. We'll go there.
That's fair. That's fair.
Or early days of Thrawn, if you want to go deep into.
Non-canon. NRG. They're going for more of what we saw before, what we saw yesterday. A very similar pistol setup, and also they're not at all hesitant to let go of a site and go for a retake. That last round, that's a little too far down to the wire, but seeing more tendencies from this team, confident in their retake ability, confident in their coordination and team play. And Boss waiting out as much utility as possible. They know it's likely a force bind response. They're going to late walk middle. We've seen this It's the second time we've seen it. We saw it in the pistol, albeit earlier because there's no utility in the pistol round. But
Yep.
I digress. We'll get control of Donut. Breeze happy to give that up. NRG, do they know how many players are here? They know there's a player. But how many? Automatic, the sneaky spot, and I call it Ninja. Towards A long. Breeze's close sign underneath the jump up. Smoke CT will compel OC forward. Freshy's the one to open it up on the opposite side of the map, though, and Cryptic, in fact, doubles it onto OC. Cryptic, another. That IGL leading from the front is finally unseated, but Automatic won't be able to recover that gun. Fresh in the meanwhile, sowing chaos over towards B, secures the penultimate. The last alive is Audi. He has enough space now. He could get that AK, but he's missing the opportunity. Finally, he recovers it. But at this point, playing for pride, that smoke, guising FaNg fades, dissipates, and FaNg will grab the AK. A near clean, near flawless round for Boss. They punish the force spy and now begin to equalize on this T side.
That's going to stabilize things for Boss. It's a good hunt, too. Make sure Automatic cannot escape with the M4 that dropped towards CT or the AK on site. Don't let him save. Put the final nail in the coffin. Great kills by Freshy on the lurk, too. That was a good idea by Boss. Put a lot of that pressure over A, but let Freshy still probe and prod with the MAC-10. It's the lesser firepower. You can really kind of give that up if it does die to the pistol hiding in cave. He got the kill, so that spurred the rotation out anyway. That was a good strategy there from Boss against the force spy. And now it's time for them to build up the economy. Farm those frags, let Cryptic go crazy, build a bank, and win this one pretty stable. NRG are stacking forward to the A site. It should be relatively easy to clean up regardless. It's all USPs. But I think for Boss, you don't want to walk into this stack. You don't want to drop 2 or 3 rifles on the ground here. You want to really establish that economic pressure early. Unless Cryptic can go nutty here, he's not going to get too much. Only 1 kill on the start. Now dinks are coming through. That's a great spray transfer by FaNg as Pwn alone comes through to help him out. FaNg needs to not peek, but there's a second kill in the interim of the mess. Maybe even a third. No, but still, that is one of those rifles dropped on the ground. More loss than Boss would have liked. But now we can actually get into the meat and potatoes of this series so far, of this map 1. OC on the op. No big green. Yes, there is. Pwn alone goes back for it as well. And we're going to see our first op round in round number 5. Good amount of utility for the CT side, but there is a critical omission of the CT utility, Nate. It's not really utility. It is equipment, however, and it costs $400.
Technically, it could be called utility, but yeah, $400 for a kit when your team very prone to going for retakes, playing a risky game. It's playing a risky game regardless. Given their style, I would say even more so. You venture to say it's a mistake at the outset. But confident in their riflery, I'll let it slide for now. Comes a recurring issue, we'll see. Cryptic blocking the smoke. An opening secured. Hex spamming does get the trade, but out of ammo, and now marooned. Darty, a good trade, and OC, he will double down. They were A main. It was going to be a bait and switch towards B, but bolstered by those duels, OC just holds his ground, and that might be what seals the round as Automatic catches Darty at long last, leaving just Freshy. He's been lurking in rounds prior. We saw him in caves be a menace. He's blindsided. Automatic in towards Jaguar, gets the kill, gets an upgrade. Relatively clean round in the first rifle for NRG with 3 surviving. Boss, do they have the funds required to force back? They do. FaNg can drop. Darty might be able to drop as well. Freshy might be relegated to a Galil. Oh, a MAC-10 even. I can respect the call on this map. Go towards Cave or Jaguar, but they're feeling the woes already. NRG. Secure a second, they'll begin to stabilize.
Begin to stabilize indeed, just minimize those losses. The MAC-10 can do some damage. 3 players in NRG without the helmet. But they should have that heavy firepower advantage with the op backing up. OC with the double up in the last round, showing he is not slowing down from last night. And maybe even having a bit of a stronger performance against stronger competition too. Look at all that information from Walco, though, deep through Snake, making sure nobody's towards B. They know it's going to be an A take. Utility flying, dodged by Breeze. He's still able to get one of those. Freshy trades it back, and he's caught throwing out the utility. Pwn alone trades it back to a 3v3, recovers the bomb. The there is a very long rotation from Darty. He's tossing utility, holding from a flank, a deep flank, as well as all of NRG converging on the A site. 2 through CT, 1 in Donut. Ponalone being chunked away slowly but surely and finished off by the op of OC. Darty taking up that position towards A main, and it's time-killing time for Boss as they need to buy enough. Those defuse kits do not even matter. Good opener by FaNg. He's blind on side, but OC has not peeked. Now he falls. It's up to Wolko, and it's a hat trick from FaNg. Sitting back, big box. He'll grab the op for Poen alone. It's also a Josh versus Josh opper duel. I just want to put that out there, as that op's definitely going to go back in the hands of Poen alone, and Boss double up again, 4-2.
Double? Did they double up?
On the scoreline.
On the scoreline, I see. I was confused. I was like, no, they didn't. NRG won that last round. I was talking about them stabilizing. I was confused. No, you're right. But NRG, more importantly, the round is now isolated and alone. Their economy sent back asunder. Breeze has a 5-7 armor, but no one else can really justify an investment. We have 1 smoke for Wolko. And not a stack either this time around. It's going to be difficult. There's a straight, no frills played towards B. Boss changing things up. I don't think we've seen an actual B hit. And they will meet no resistance. This is a good start for them. They can just hold their ground against the pistols.
Good utility, too, to clear out the little close corners. Smoke off cave, molly out to smoke off short and long. No frills, basic rush take. Just throw the utility you need to throw so you don't get caught off guard by a pistol. Watch the smoke so you don't get the classic smoke criminal play, as Breeze will get at least 1 with 5-7, only 1. FaNg, Freshie, Darty, finishing up the rest. The op from Poen alone does not even yet reveal itself. Of course, they know it's there, but didn't reveal itself in that round. Also had a buddy system protecting that op as well, so it couldn't be stolen away. That's a nice little addition to that T side, as they had the manpower to hold. And that forces a timeout out of NRG very early into this one. But since they've already surrendered 5 rounds to Boss, if it goes 6-7 rounds, things are starting to look pretty bleak for that CT side. As Boss, they haven't played too much lately, which is, I think, the major point of discord between the two, between like who's going to win this map, who's going to win these 2 maps, is Boss hadn't played too much. NRG's been playing regularly. You throw FaNg into the mix, and there's a little bit of a wild card there for Boss. But so far, they're looking great. He's looking incredible. And NRG not able to challenge much of Boss on the CT side, and only 1 kit for the CTs, too. A FAMAS for Wolko. Things can tumble out of control very quickly.
Yes, they can. NRG know that. Calling a pause. Using it well. They bought that kit. They have okay utility. They know they have to play this differently. Automatic and middle. Gonna get control. Oh, the Boss are walking A main for, again, that double fake. 2 towards B, 3 towards A main. They just bide their time. They could enter a free site. Wolko catches, or he's caught, excuse me, by Darty outside of Jaguar. Good start, that lurking pair. Now that might signal some second guesses out of NRG. You can see Reese linking back, looking to go towards middle, divide his attention, while his teammate goes to bolster this B defense. That's automatic, rotating around. And the fake at this point has been bit. Cryptic, gonna punish the push? No, he's caught by Hexed. At this point, Boss go. There's only 1 player here. He's in Donut. This is well played. And they're controlling the pace incredibly well.
Indeed, they have thrown some changes of pace. I like how they're spreading out the defense as well. They're able to play with this sort of spread out T positioning too, because of how well their entries have done on the lurks or whatnot. As I say that, OC wins the rifle fight against Darty, however. It's a 3v2 take onto the A side. Breeze entrenched in Donut. Automatic around the site. They don't watch for him, but the bomb goes down. Breeze in the meantime removed. FaNg swings around for a second. He's got a 4.0 KD, and he's looking for more. Hexed, OC, contemplating the retake. Will they go for it, however? Time is of the essence. The kit is down and not recovered. Poen alone puts down Hexed. Ozzy on the side. He's got to fight, but the dink will not do the deed. It's Poen alone with the brace, and Boss with the 6th. Nothing saved for NRG. A half buy most likely for them as well, as Boss should be well on their way to a 7th and a T half victory. Now, what is their upper limit? Technically, it's 10, but can they achieve it is, I think, what their goal is now.
They're playing the way they're playing. It's a distinct possibility. Cryptic goes for the MAC-10, reads the economy well. No helmets present for this CT side. Additionally, also just all firing on all cylinders. Darty's a support. He's doing well. Freshy's kind of a harassing side person. Cryptic's doing well on the entry. Ponolin's having his moments with the op. We saw the double there. And FaNg is FaNg, 12-3. I haven't figured out what position he's playing, but he's still doing stellar work. Freshy turning out a main. Caught by the 5-7. Breeze. Good one to find out. Ponolin is the first at bat. He needs to be careful. His AK is recovered, and their support. Good dink onto one, but he doesn't secure either. Breeze doubling. Breeze tripling down. Cryptic, that leader from the front, is now coming in from the flank, and he's only good for one. Just praising Boss. They're caught on a half buy instead. Very unfortunate, but a much-needed breath of fresh air for NRG.
What an effort from Breeze. Gets the ace, grabs the AK, takes down Pone alone, and then sprays down the rest. Absolutely immense play from Breeze, who catapults himself from towards the bottom of the pack to the very top and single-handedly steals away a round for NRG that they desperately needed. It comes at a very opportune time. It puts Boss in an awkward economic spot. The op from Pone alone costs a lot. Freshy's on the MAC-10, Darty on a Galil. The nade going deep as Automatic continues to pressure through middle. And this is a spot which Boss have actually relatively abandoned throughout the course of their T side, this middle area of the map. They go extremities, they go A main, they go B, but they don't really pressure mid all too much, especially early. And I do like how NRG are beginning to pressure more and more, this time with two players, Automatic and Breeze, all the way through. Bonalone's op looking for a pick, but OC's posted up on site A. Now NRG going to a more standard 2-1-2. Boss are looking for picks. They might get something towards A. Hext is contacted. That's Darty watching for it. But it's only chip damage in the end. Cryptic's timing! Can't quite seal the deal, however. It's now two players spotted B. Rotation actually granted as Automatic abandons his position in-house. OC out to Donut now, but time is of the essence, and Boss need to make their move soon.
They do. 40 seconds left. Mentioned it, Boss don't go middle often, but they're going for a late push now. They often send one kind of after the initial barrage of utility. We've seen Cryptic get a donut alone a couple times with the MAC-10. They did go for a full walk at the outset, but that was when they didn't meet resistance. FaNg, the first to fall at 20 seconds of thereabouts left. Caught by the op of OC. Might just be a cancellation. It's a save. They've waited too long. Boss looking lost in the sauce. Saving a MAC-10 and a Galil feels terrible. You invested utility and you got nothing out of it.
And they're not going to be able to buy anymore either. 0 on Cryptic, 0 on Darty. Freshy can buy util, FaNg can buy a Mac, but what a horrific situation to be in for Boss. This is ugly.
Lost track of time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially experience from the team. Again, they have a new 5th slotting in. Ponolon's still relatively new, so technically 2 slotting in.
That's a really ugly save.
It's something you don't see often.
Mm-mm.
I'd say
not an NA anyway. I've seen it several times in South America, but it's usually AKs, it's usually op. It's never a Galil on a Mac.
NA, the player's a little too short-sighted to ever let that happen.
True.
It's within the first 45 seconds, and it's over.
Hold W, mouse 1.
Ooh. Fortunate. Missed opportunity for the op. Bono, that was a shoulder that he could have exploited. FaNg's got a late lurk middle, though, it appears. Or at least a late lurk A main.
I do like that.
22 NRG, though, as it stands, still have the good read. Third over towards B. Things are looking good for this defense. They're only 2 away from tying it up as well.
A level half would be a very good result for NRG, considering it was 1-6-2. Darty spots out the jiggle peak, rushes in, but the smoke will guise off his vision and stymie the push for now. Boss need to be careful not to run out of time again. They're still pressuring heavy B, and NRG are not going to abandon this. They're going to keep their 3 here. Leave mid open. FaNg on one of the 2 automatic rifles, not going to be able to do much. Hext up close, overrun by the MAC-10s. OC skeet shot for 1. Walco chimes in 2. Difficult fight. Opponent alone helps out big time. OC tagged and bagged by Ponalone. It's his turn in the sun. FaNg on the lurk strikes, and now Ponalone alone on the site. FaNg too far away to help, fakes the bomb plant. Automatics knowing what's going on. Veteran versus veteran, although one has a major. One just made a couple MDL global challenges, a couple international events. It's won by Automatic. FaNg coming up the back lines. Automatic, it's up to timing. Gun barrel spotted. FaNg's got this to rights! And he finishes the job, grabs the op. But Ponalone's three-piece to entry the B site with an AWP. Great work from him to pick up the pace and pretty much pick up that round from Boss. Couldn't really expect him to do much more.
Very solid trades from the op. He wasn't the star. He wasn't that point man. He tried to get the first opening and failed. But boy, oh boy, did his trades come through and ring true at a critical juncture. Again, their economy would have been broken. Their economy's still in a rather ugly spot because of that save that we saw the round before last. But it's doable now. NRG dipping into the coffers for the last round of this first half. Boss have snuck away with a guaranteed advantage. The question is, will they get more gravy on top? An eighth is possible. As I mentioned, the buy, specifically for Boss, still a little bit ugly. That Mac 10 for Darty. And 2 Galils for Cryptic and Freshy to rival the FAMASes of Walco next. Pause called by Boss, slow things down, talk things out, secure that advantage, further it as you head into that second half. I can understand it. Again, it feels like there might be a little bit much going on in the calls, maybe a little bit of frazzle. So calm things down.
Little frazzle. Timeout, give him the old razzle dazzle. Breeze on site, drops the smoke. That'll reveal his position. They'll run in, but he's still good for 2 on the anchor. He's been a huge pope for NRG, but he can only pick up 2. Automatic through the smoke, run into by Darty. He's playing the long game, spots the gun barrel, but he cannot convert. Upgrades to an M4, continues his spray as the bomb makes its way to A. Smoke to Donut. CT smoke has vanished, but the Molotov is there to hold. OCD, though, over the top, spots FaNg. Ponalone debates the peak, instead tosses utility. The bomb yet to be planted, and Ponalone's been tagged. He'll recover the bomb and try to get this down. That spam from Donut, though, could do him in. Walco waits it out. Flash comes through. Ponalone, I believe, spotted him, but there's so much focus on the one man and Donut. Nobody watching CT. They're both pushing in. That's a great double peek from both of them. Oh, OC shows, but the shot connected by him. As he reigns supreme in the Oppers duel again, he has been the better of the two so far. Darty now 1v2. They know where he is. Pop to hold him off. Smoke down. And there is no smoke for Darty. Over the top. Hext will strike. OC running distraction as we'll hit a 7-5 half in the favor of Boss on the first of our 2 best of ones. We'll be right back for half number 2 in just a bit.
Early dominance from Boss ends in a very narrow advantage, 7-5. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs to bring you the action. And NRG now on the offensive. 2 sets of utility spread between Walco and OC. Is even more invested? I can't quite tell. It looks like someone else dropped something. Maybe some utility used early on middle. Yeah, smoke in middle. There it is. Block off red room. Boss, standard 2B. There was a third now rotating back. 2 assist middle and NRG a very slow round. They wait for that smoke to subside, and now they begin a walkout middle. This is a very fickle duel at long range versus USPs.
Very fickle indeed. And so, NRG elect to try it. They're pushing up. It has been abandoned by opponent alone, using that P2000. He's been a big fan of that for a multitude of years. In they go to A. FaNg back temple. Has some rotations coming through. Opponent alone, one of those. FaNg the other, has the kit. Bomb down in a 5v5. Chaos will ensue on a retake if Boss go in. They could potentially save. There's no reason to save on a pistol round, though, and so Cryptic will set up for utility, flying in. Smoke goes deep. Flash is prepped. Main smoked off, but Breeze will go in front of it. FaNg crosses over. OC spotted as well. Cryptic and FaNg, 2 kills, 1 of each. Darty has another. Hexed and Walco getting overwhelmed. And Donut. FaNg's got it. Well, FaNg's dead, but the bomb can get tapped. There's a kit down. Darty has it. He should hop on it. He is! And with that smoke guising vision, FaNg with the finish, Darty with the defuse, Boss have the pistol, but much akin to the first half, the T side got the bomb down. This time it's NRG's turn to force, and Boss should definitely be ready for the Galils to come out in full force of the T side. How many rifles will Boss go for here? They're only going to go for M4 from Moss and 3 MP9s. Interesting call. I do like FaNg giving FaNg the M4, however. That's a wise call. Give somebody who's performing it incredibly well the most powerful gun. And FaNg likes those little close situations as well.
He's been doing quite well with the SMGs. Darty on site's going to be tested early. They run through the flames. There's no smoke to stop it. Lots of damage taken, and honestly, no duels really won. They got one, but they've been rebuked almost entirely. Bomb plant, not even possible. I would have said that makes sense on a save round, but it was not a save round. That was a forced buy from NRG and a massive oversight not to have a smoke on a round 2 like that.
And a massive oversight to continue to push through the flames. Because yes, you might not have a smoke. You got to make the call. Abort. Push the big red button that says stop. Don't go through that. So much damage dealt just by virtue of the Molotov alone. Cryptic was able to get 2 kills blind, mostly just spraying away because he didn't have to deal with anybody even relatively full health. They were down to half health, maybe a little bit more. FaNg's going to push forward. It's just the anti-eco. Couple deagles out for NRG. Shouldn't be too much to speak of here. That last round, a massive lapse of judgment from NRG. And another thing to point on, too, I mean, Walco's 2-11 right now, Nate. That is not a good sign for NRG.
Walco's at 2-11. 2 of your heavy hitters and automatic and Hex are struggling at 8. Not at the Walco level right now, but still not where you want them to be. Not when Darty's at 10, Ponalone's at 10, Cryptic's at 12, FaNg's at 15. When you're Silent Man, FaNg is your bottom at 8 and 9. It's a very good course of action for Boss. And again, that was a critical juncture. That was the force buy that would keep that gap, that rift even. It's just thrown away. Again, I don't think there's any other way to put it. No way to sugarcoat it. It was just thrown away. And now a flawless anti-eco. It's 10-5. NRG down by miles, and Boss only need 3 to send us off to that second best of 1.
Yeah, NRG just cast it into the fire. And that's going to be something to look back on, too, if this ends pretty quickly here. As a major turning point in this map, in this match. It's a best of 1.
Keep in mind, 2 best of 1s. That's how ECL is formatted now.
In North America and South America, at the very least, I believe there's a different format for EU. EU's is always unique as well.
That's fair.
Oh, Pone's got a freebie. Pone's got a freebie. Never mind, that's a good flash and an astute observation from NRG to expect Pone alone. But certainly they don't expect Freshie creeping through main.
Breeze is still weary. It's all in timing. Freshie. If he forces the issue is the main issue is that person behind, but Breeze not cleared by FaNg. And Breeze is looking for another. Freshie will put him down, but take a lot of damage, and at this point the damage feels done. 2 for 1, or 2 for, I guess, 2.5 for 1. His automatic finally seals the deal on the third. Cryptic's on only an MP9, Darty on only a Galil. Always continuing around that. The flames are heard. Cryptic singeing. Automatic expecting. Should be no chance for bossing around like this. If Cryptic can find a rifle and save it, that would be the most ideal case, but as it stands, this should be an NRG round all but guaranteed.
Well, Cryptic's still alive and kicking. He's moving out towards middle, but he's caught by Walco, lurking Snake. Darty now looking for the punish. But Walco's aware of the possibility. Somebody could be flanking in behind, up through Jaguar, up through Snake, out B main. Darty. Chilling out. Saving his Galil. He can drop that over to Freshie. Pone alone can get an op. There will be money for boss. More so if the Darty can save the Galil here. If he upgrades to an AK, even better. But now there might be some reinforcements for Walco as OC makes his way down middle as well. Hexton automatic staying, making sure nobody's attempting a ninja. And so, with tick tick boom, Darty will survive, as will 4 of NRG. That Galil definitely going to go to Freshie here. Pone alone going straight for an op. This is where boss can stabilize or collapse. This is a very critical round for them.
So NRG establish a comeback, or it's all facade. Freshie is dropped that Galil. It took a couple extra steps. You could tell he was going for that MP9 instead, but communication is there. Your read was right, and I would say it's the better read as well. Everybody on rifles now. No op to rival that. Opponent alone, though, could be an issue for NRG. And FaNg still confident, still cocksure in middle, again pressing all the way up. Somehow not peeking, not fully committing. Instead, he'll let Cryptic harass from the side.
Look how even the kill count is for boss right now. 15 for Cryptic and FaNg, 10 for everybody else. Nobody negative on the boss side as well, in terms of kill-death ratio. They're doing very
full
good.
House. 3 of a kind on 10s and 2 on 15. When you're that
Mhm.
high on the full house, it's a very good situation, especially on round 17. That means your two
yeah.
15s are almost at 1 kill a round. Very good tidings for boss, but as you mentioned,
Good
still a
tidings
lot
of great
right.
joy.
Okay, Joy, it's not over yet. It's never over until it's over. We've got 3 more
That is
rounds.
true.
And their economy's on that precipice, as you mentioned.
And look how weak this A defense is, at least in the proper sense of an A defense. Yeah, there's players in Donut, but that's a massive choke point to have all 3 of your A-side defenders. Pone alone's got 1 distance, and the headshot on automatic. That's a nice flick for Pone alone. FaNg comes through for 2 as well, leaving it all down to Walco, who's dropped to the ground as Pone alone pops off to try and catch up to the rest of his teammates. No longer a full house, but a full round of frags for Pone alone and FaNg. 5 rounds, the deficit for NRG. They're able to buy up again, but this will bring them to the end of their economy. The lack of a bomb plant significantly hampering their investment into round 18. And the op of Pone alone on the CT side looking like a thing of beauty.
A menace. I was questioning if he could stand up to his old performances, and he's looking incredibly good on this boss roster, especially now. This is a standout performance from him on the op. His multi-kill ability on this map has been huge. He had that triple entering and trading out on B. We highlighted that. Now a triple there. Very good tidings for the opper. Boss, though, still not out of the woods. NRG have scrounged something together. They're lacking utility. They have rifles, and if they can hit the headshots like they did on the Freshie, they have an opportunity. Advantage already secured. It looks like a decision has been made as well. It's going to be a split in towards A. Cryptic, though, lurking towards CT. Smoke not there. That will give him an opportunity. Ponalone has been sidestepped through that very same. A different smoke on the site proper has allowed for that. Or has it? No, the bomb's actually across the map. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's going B. And Ponalone maybe he's just gonna play a deep A angle. They're playing fast rotation. FaNg's gonna rotate. This is a really good read from Boss. That's gonna sell it too. Ponalone's here. They're not gonna be ready for it. That's a good Molotov. Cryptic's not going to be unseated. Darty expects the player in the cave. Cryptic's watching out towards stair or ramp, and well, while it might be 1 kill, 2 kills for Osi. Now they feed him and bring it to a 2v2. This causes problems for Boss. Breeze on the flank too. Ponalone's ready, but he cannot connect it. FaNg in a 1v2. Clutch up against his former teammates. No! Denied by Breeze, who once again pops off big time in a big moment for NRG. He had that ace on the eco, and this time he finds a way in the back line, slips a knife in the back, and keeps NRG in this map, in this best of one. A timeout called as they were read like a book and were only saved by the heroics of Breeze.
Maybe some of that inexperience for Boss shining through. They saw the bomb, they dropped everything. They realized he was alone, they went all for it. The issue was they were tagged. One went for a swing and was caught. One tried to get the trade swinging from Cubby and was also similarly caught. Kind of sets things in motion for NRG and gives them that window back into it. It's never over till it's over, not with these teams. Anything can happen at the slimmest of possibility. All these players know how to exploit those weaknesses. Now, the rift is still sizable at 4, but both teams marred by these ugly rounds, these expensive rounds. Galils for Hexed and Automatic. Also, Walco, might I add, has a Galil. Boss, an MP9, a 5.7 to round out the M4 buy, and no kit either for this defense, which makes things particularly worrisome should we get to a retake.
Indeed, it does make things considerably more worrisome if it does come down to that retake, but a lot is being hedged on this round from Boss. A very aggressive buy strategy, a very aggressive placement strategy with those 2 players deep down middle. Cryptic fighting in Jaguar as well, very advanced. Now they're going to back off the mid angle a little bit, still holding hyper aggro. It looks like they're playing a trade here. FaNg takes first contact, Freshie swings off next with the MP9 in hand just to mow down players. Flash is going to signal the push. The peek from Freshie. Automatic, I believe, spotted one. Freshie still got one on the MP9. He's fighting top. FaNg's fighting bottom middle. And he's got 2 of his own. Swaps to the USP. Domes Walco. All down to OC now as the mid collapse from FaNg and Freshie finds all the success for Boss. OC a shotgun op shot on Ponalone. But Darty around the corner denies the plant. Grabs the op. And Boss again isolate a round for NRG and have themselves up to match point here in the first best of one of the night. And that great effort there by the mid play. They had to do something a little weird with the weaker weapons, and the long range duel from the MP9 to top Snake really kicked it off, and then FaNg just anchoring things down low, continuing his phenomenal form.
What a hole. The MP9 is not a weapon you want to use at that kind of angle where you can only see the head, and yet the MP9 in Freshie's hands sings. He's had an SMG seemingly longer than he's had a rifle in this game, and now NRG, facing against this map point, are going to go for a play towards A. Straight out they come. Quick play, and it does yield some early fruit. Breeze finding one and knowing a second is here. Freshie, though, not expecting the aggression, caught. And NRG might have bought themselves some time. Ponalone, the op, though, does not want to go quietly into that good night. He'll find a trade at long last, but time is now a factor. 2 on site, cowering in a corner, yet still ready to fight. 1 in A main, 1 in Donut. It's a very spread out and solid NRG defense, and if Boss don't get a kill in the next 5 to 10 seconds, they're going to call it quits.
Abort now.
The economy's not in a great way. Yeah, they're going to call it. They're going to fall back. Makes sense, but it still stings knowing you lost a round to a forced buy such as this.
A bit of a heartbreaking loss for Boss, but it just shows that they're still trying to iron out the wrinkles in this new lineup. There's no practice like actual matches, Nate. And Boss are learning the hard way right now. It's the school of hard knocks. Another loss to a half by force by. And it all comes down to just little lapses in the concentration. FaNg on an SMG now as the CT economy still in an awful spot. It's not strong at all. Everybody bought down to pretty much max. A grand total of $200 left over across 5 players on Boss. A Galil for Walco. There's no helm for Darty or FaNg. And mid control to be taken by Boss again. FaNg and Freshie. MP9s again for those two. Hold off on the deep mid push. Instead, Darty tossing utility takes a chunk out of Hext with that HE. A good start on the utility damage for the CTs. But still an unknown target for NRG. Seem to be leveraging some pressure towards B. But a lot of time on the clock to work around it. Look how much utility is left for Boss. 3 pieces total. NRG can win this by dry fights.
They could, but Boss's setups have been stout in terms of dry fights. Their crossfires, their holds, very formidable. Well, this angle specifically from Cryptic. Seen it work with a player in the cubby. Conjunction with a player in the cubby, I should say. NRG pulled the trigger. It's going to be a play towards B, or is it? They throw utility. Still wait a little bit longer.
Are they trying to play the double fake here?
Looks like it. Issue is, Boss aren't biting. They're actually rotating around to B. But already doubling up with Cryptic, looking for more. He falls back, but doesn't get punished. OC now swinging out, has to be a hero. He's found the first, but the rotations are in. The cavalry's arrived, and the cavalry, it's death by 1,000 cuts. MP9's close and personal. Freshie trying to find one. OC trade, tit for tat. Darty down, Freshie in. 2 versus 3 for Walco and Breeze. 1 towards Cave, 1 towards Ramp. AK spotted, the MP9 misses its mark, but maybe it's FaNg's turn to chip. Pwn alone 1, 6 seconds left, bomb is dropped, there's no time, you're right, it's over. Pwn alone just hides, and that is a crazy end to a crazy map. Boss secure a 13th and steal away that final round of this first series.
They steal it away. It's a good hold on that B site, but it looked too that NRG overthought that round another time where they showed that they were overthinking things. They tried to go for a double fake, but they didn't really have enough time to go for the double fake, so they had to go in just from the